This is classic summoning insight. If you've ever seen, I have an ident for my YouTube channel where Sideshow, obviously, he is on the Valorant Shores on our channel here. Well, not on this one, but on the other YouTube channel. He's part of LFN. I got him back in the day when he was an Owlcaster to do an intro, an ident. So his ident he chose was like him pretending to look up the definition of podcast. And he's like, podcast, discussion with like banter and jibs, where the guests aren't even introduced until 10 minutes into the episode. Because, you know, we were famous for just starting the episode. And we're not like the fucking dive or something. We don't have like an agenda. We don't hit that. We don't have D-God. Like D-God is actually excellent at hosting and going from point to point and reading the ad. But we do it like free association style. So one thing we were remiss to mention is you're not just back, Monty. There's a guy missing from the show. Where in the world is Yamatocannon? And I will admit, we never said it on the last episode because sadly he didn't tell me till after the episode, but he ain't doing Summoning Insight anymore. Apparently he's going to be back potentially in the future, but yes, he's going to do what he told us, and he's not here, right?
Yeah, he'll be back. But yes, Yamato, I think rightfully was.
We can't just affect him out of the episode. Like, well, you're not on. You always hosted somebody. Like, he was here for a while. He's doing all year.
So Yamato will be back. But the thing is that he wants to focus on coaching Los Ratones for their winter LEC run. So totally reasonable. Yeah, he will be back, guys. So don't worry about that.
And as someone who was in your position, Monty, it's tricky to be the coach and then also try and talk about that team on the fucking show without simultaneously giving some word about the team, but also being a show piece of shit. It's really hard, right?
And also doing the off season is one thing, but especially when the season starts again. And, this show in particular is so in depth that it's very hard if you're not watching all the regions sufficiently to discuss them for 3 hours or more. So yeah, I think he felt that was going to be quite a bit to ask for this time he's going to be coaching, but he will be back. He will be back after winter, just to be clear. And by the way, I do want to mention, because you mentioned it, Thorin, I do want to talk about what I've been doing a little bit, just so people understand like where my efforts have been at. Yeah, dealing with my kids. But if you guys, as Thorin mentioned, I don't know if you've mentioned it on the show previously, but we do have a Valorant show called The VOD Fathers now, which is on the Last Free Nation Valorant show. That is TMB, Shio, and Sideshow, which is great. And we also debuted some really cool new tech on that, which is going to be rolling out across many of our other shows soon. So you can look forward to that. We brought on 6 on 6, which is the biggest Rainbow Six podcast with Intero and Fett and Mint. And they actually, if you guys, they just released an episode with M80, who won the major in Rainbow Six. So they had a bunch of the players from that as guests on. That show has been doing very well. We are about to bring in 2 Dota shows, so keep an eye out for that. These are existing Dota shows that we are absorbing. We are probably going to be making a Rift-bound show if you guys are into TCG soon with some people that you know. So we're trying to spin up into some tabletop games, but a lot of my work has been on the sponsorship side and to getting these other shows started. If you guys like content with me in it, we started the Last Free Nation gaming channel where we're starting to do gaming reviews. So me, Rich's Wrath, Wolf, Nymira. Oh shit!
That's so far. That's pretty good. Who else?
Yeah.
Doa, is he in it?
And Doa, yeah, of course, Doa.
There you go. I think it has to be Doa, surely.
Yeah. So there were 5 of us who did a Ghost of Yote playthrough. So if you guys like,
it's all modern games as well, right? It's modern.
No.
I think it will also play like Secrets of Mana or something like that.
It will also be classic games. It will also be classic games.
Maybe I can get that request in there.
So basically, the way we're running the gaming channel is, so we had 5 people like stream and play through Ghost of Yote. I did a separate video that's 12 minutes long. That talks about the historical accuracy. So for that, I literally flew to Japan, climbed Mount Yote, filmed myself climbing Mount Yote, and then like showed my footage versus what it looks like in game. I read multiple books on the history of Hokkaido and Japan and the Ainu people.
I only saw a little clip of this, but I realized you actually just fucking tricked us all and you double up the content. I wondered why on that Exuma episode of LFN movies, you're just going on and on about like Japanese history. I'm like, what the fuck cares about this? It's because you've just been doing it right at this exact time. You've been playing that game and researching it.
Yeah.
That's why to you it was all relevant, like in a ship, like a driver, and then the thing with the samurai. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's been reading this? Like, this is what? You just doubled up, didn't you? Okay.
Well, I also found it interesting, and I knew some of that in advance. But yes, I mean, so basically, guys, I went off to Japan and filmed that, and then read a bunch of books, and we released this like historical accuracy video. And then what we're gonna do for this new show that we have called Post Game Clarity, great name, come up with by Adadian, our editor. So what we're going to do is it's not always going to be the same people on the show. Like as new games come out and as we expand the LFN network, people are going to have different interests. So we're going to try and like pull people into the games that have specific interests for them. And so we'll kind of have a rotating cast. But the point of this show is a lot of reviews that you see or a lot of discussions come out really fast after the game is released or even before the game is released because people are trying to, but it's all very shallow and you can't do spoilers. So this is going to be more like what we do at LFN Movies, which is like deep analysis of storyline and discussion of game mechanics. And so that's why it's called Post Game Clarity. So we won't only be doing new games, we will also be doing classic games like that people were really into and want to have a discussion on. We already recorded some stuff for like the 30th anniversary of Chrono Trigger. So we're doing some I think interesting stuff on that channel. It'll be really different than other content that's out there right now. So
everyone, Thorin just got a new PC and it's shit hot. So you're all done fucked up now. He might actually
be reviewing games now.
Sports game for the first time in about 25 years. Exactly. Maybe I'll even be on there giving my shit opinions about a different game. There you
go. So yeah, there's a bunch of this content that we're releasing and we're expanding into. And we're bringing a lot more people onto the network. I also have been doing my own cooking content and like cooking streams. So if you guys head over to YouTube, Continue Cooking. It's a little bit slow over there right now because I'm retooling a bunch of the content directions, but I have a very cool streaming setup for that. So it's also on Twitch and at MonteCristo and YouTube at JerCkysMiNi0n.
And also, I will say, I saw some of the dishes you made, and one of the most underrated things, actually, Monty, is if everyone's had delicious Korean food, you will naively think things like, oh, I couldn't make bulgogi. You absolutely can. If you've got an Asian supermarket near you, you can make it like 90% like the restaurant, I'm telling you, like for real. So I would check some of those out because some of those are like banger dishes, mate, to make on your own.
Yeah, and so I do have a bulgogi recipe up there. That's very good. Other Korean recipes, other tons of different kinds of food. I did a video for also, when you talk about doubling up. So for Ghost of Yotei, I did a video of cooking Hokkaido cuisine. So I like cook a dish that would have been made in 1600, and then I cook like modern Hokkaido cuisine.
Like what? What would
it was a venison stew.
Okay. I didn't even know. Okay, I guess they would have venison. Fair enough. Okay.
It was Ainu. It's an Ainu recipe. Okay. And then I made a soup curry, which is a modern Hokkaido dish with like lamb chops. Excellent. And then I made like a fusion. So I made venison katsu. So it's like a modern Japanese technique with old ingredients. So that's pretty cool. If you guys like that kind of stuff. So anyway, doing the Continue Cooking stuff, and running the company. Should be a bunch more sponsors and more expansion.
If anyone wants to know what Monty's been doing, you know how like last episode there was like 6 ads. That's what Monty's been doing. You know how the LCS has fuck all ads. That's where LCS done fucked up. You know, we told them all those years, Monty, and they were like, "Well, do you know you're just a guy from the cheap seats? Oh, just doing what you can't do. Don't worry about it. We'll just keep doing what you can't do. You watch us. We're perks now. Watch us."
Yeah, sorry about the 6 ads. We will not have that many ads. Sometimes mistakes get made, guys.
Listen, I'm not sorry. Thorin's not at all sorry for the 6 ads. I think after all these years, my 10 plus years on I do
admit I get tilted when people are like, I can't believe how many ads are on this show. Meanwhile, me, man who watched network television, in my childhood, it's like, guys, we literally have 1 2-minute ad every hour of content. Are you joking? And we try and make it fun for you. And we try and make it things that you'll actually like.
If you watch like a show on the 2 big channels that have the ads, ITV and Channel 4 in the UK, I think it's every 15 minutes as an ad bit. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
if you ever watch the show online, you'll see it go, it flashes to a card of like the show, then it does, the ad would have been there, and then it comes to the card and flashes back out. And they even have to set up the structure of the storytelling like that, bro. They can't have the scene last like 25 minutes. Like it has to be cut right there and then come back to do it. Yeah,
remember that half-hour TV shows back in the day were 22 to 24 minutes long,
yep,
which
it's
is
why
like
Seinfeld and stuff like that is the length it is, mate. Exactly. Yes.
There are 6 times as many ads.
That's why in Seinfeld he tells it. They have that little bit where he does
Per
the
hour,
stand-up
at
bit to come in and out. Remember, like that was like the way to get around it to make you not feel so annoyed. Yeah, absolutely.
More cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or be a pleb and don't.